Por si el cable submarino y el proyecto Houston no fuese suficiente, ¿qué dirían ustedes si yo les contara que en el sur de Puerto Rico ya tenemos un barco estacionado proveyendo energía para diferentes compañías, además de plantas generatrices? Tuve la oportunidad de hablar con la vicepresidenta de Crowley Advanced Energy sobre este nuevo proyecto que, miren, promete. Veamos la entrevista. I'm here with Jackie Gonsalez, VP for Crowley Advanced Energy. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for this chance to speak to you. Crowley has been for decades in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
People usually associate them with cargo and shipments, but you have a global energy division.
Yes, we do.
I want to know more about what's the vision behind Crowley deciding to have an energy department.
I love this question. So we've been in Puerto Rico for over 70 years. So that right there shows our dedication and commitment to Puerto Rico. And so how can we grow and expand upon that? So being in Puerto Rico for 70 years on the supply chain side, with all of the cargo transportation that we have, one of the primary providers of all the goods that is transported here, you know, we saw an opportunity and we saw the need of the energy and the support of the energy infrastructure and the utilities and et cetera. So we are a firm believer in all things Puerto Rico, and so we looked at how can we support that and how can we help. With our experience primarily being in maritime transportation, you know, and Puerto Rico being an island, we make the perfect match, right? So we're able to leverage our maritime experience and transport LNG here into the island. And then, you know, furthermore on the supply chain side, we have the truckload facility in Penuelas where we can then distribute the LNG throughout the island for commercial industrial customers and now the utility side.
Every week we're talking about what's happening in the electric system in Puerto Rico. It's very vulnerable. We're depending on fossil fuels.
Yes.
And we are placing all our bets on the same people. And most of them are precisely on the north of the island. In the case of Crowley, you have a supply in the south. But do you see any opportunity right now for Crowley?
Absolutely. So with the new power generation bids that are currently going on right now, you know, we see a 2 to 3 times demand increase of LNG for Puerto Rico. And so how can Crowley continue to support that? How can we predict the future? How can we foresee what's needed to come? And so that's kind of what we're really looking to do is, you know, how do we build an infrastructure that can continue to support the Puerto Rico growing demand, whether it's on the south side of the island, the north side, and all around, right? So a lot of the utility sites have waterway access, and how can we continue to support that?
I was very excited about talking with you because the generation in Puerto Rico has been very problematic, particularly in the past few months. And I know you probably won't want to put shade on any other company, but at least we have been discussing the supply by New Fortress in Puerto Rico has been pretty erratic with all these things with the ships, the concentration of all our resources in the same companies, and probably diversifying would be helpful for the Puerto Rican people. The question is, does Crowley have the resources and the ability to expand in Puerto Rico?
Absolutely. We have the ability. Like I said, we've been here for over 70 years, and that's our goal, is to continue to expand and support that 2 to 3 times demand that we see coming. And what way that looks like, you know, it's still being built. I mentioned earlier today, it's, you know, there's strategy, planning, and execution, and there's percentages of each. And I could say there's, you know, we're in 70% of strategy, 20% of planning, and 10% of execution, because it takes all 3 buckets working at the same time to ensure we're having the right solution for Puerto Rico. From lessons learned from maybe other companies that have been here, and then also foreseeing what that potential is.
Every week we talk about the problems in our electric system in Puerto Rico, and I can tell you I'm very excited to be able to speak with you about solutions. I look forward to following up on these and see how Crowley continues to expand and learn more about it. This is a very technical area, and most of the people out there, they do have concerns on how they are affected by it, but they're also looking for solutions. So any solutions that come to the table are really necessary, and we're looking forward for the follow-up.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Same here.
Thank you. Have a great trip back, and hopefully we'll see you soon again.
See you soon. Yes, ma'am.
Ahí la tienen, ella es la VP de Crowley Advanced Energy. Ahora regresamos a los estudios de Última Palabra.